Alright guys, it's TD Eddie and today I'm going to be doing what if Mike didn't help Scott in Grand Theft Auto. And I personally prefer doing my what ifs like this instead of doing them how I used to. But anyway, let's get started. So, Grand Theft Auto, what if Mike didn't help Scott? So, I'm pretty sure Scott would probably fail instead of winning the challenge without Mike, because Scott knew he needed to win the challenge to not get eliminated. So now Scott's all by himself. Cameron would probably tell Mike, "Hey, don't let Scott tell you what to do," and so would Zoe. So then Mike would listen to them. And now these three are probably gonna be working together. And then Zoe, she was the closest to winning and without Scott, so Zoe wins immunity. And I think it's pretty obvious who Zoe would pick. She would pick Scott. Scott's eliminated. Alright, so now this is the episode where Joe's supposed to get eliminated, but maybe it might change. Okay, so now we don't have Scott anymore, we have Mike. So we already know how everyone would do except Mike. So Mike gets the bird since he's gonna replace Scott. So Mike gets the bird. I think Cameron would probably help him. Also Zoe. Yeah, I would think Mike would also be able to think of just using wings. Yeah. So then Heather, Cameo, Zeppelin, blah blah blah. And then they start together. I think these three would work together and these two would still be fighting. So they would take advantage of it. I still think Cameron would win immunity. Yeah. And remember, Joe was telling Cameron what to do. But I don't think Cameron would need Mike and Zoe to tell him that to stop telling him what to do, since Cameron's smart enough and we already know what he did. He made Joe lose. Yep. So I think Cameron would still get immunity. Yeah. So Cameron has immunity. And then for the votes, I think these three would probably all vote together. Yeah. Joe would vote for Lightning. Lightning would vote for Joe. And I think these three, I think they would vote probably for Joe, since they would say Joe's more of a threat than Lightning, because Lightning's dumber and they think they can take him down easily with the three of them. So they vote Joe. Okay, final four. Okay. So now we have Cameron, Mike, Zoe, and Lightning. Yep. Okay, so just like the last one, we know how everyone does except Mike. I think Mike would be smart enough knowing what to do. Yeah. He would probably make a quiche just like Cameron, but probably better. And I don't think Lightning would be able to win this challenge. And since there's no Scott to sabotage these two, I don't think Mike would win, since his alter personalities would probably just keep on coming in. Yeah. So between Cameron and Zoe, I think Cameron would probably win the challenge, since there was no Scott to sabotage him. So Cameron doesn't have to wear those things. So I think these three would go together. And Cameron takes off those things on their necks. He takes them off. And Lightning's the only one. And Cameron tells them to just put on the raccoon. So then they start running, and then Lightning gets over here. And now that Cameron isn't teaming up with Lightning since he doesn't need to, I think if Cameron got tired, I think Mike would carry him. Yeah. So then they would probably keep on insisting who to go first. And then Lightning, I think he would just swoop in and win immunity. So then these three would have to vote for each other, since they wouldn't be able to vote for Lightning. But then Cameron just insisted on all of them just voting for themselves, so that way they don't have to vote for each other. So they all vote for themselves. And then Lightning, since Cameron didn't really steal immunity from Lightning this time, who would he vote out? He doesn't know. He's too dumb to see if anyone's a threat. He would probably just pick who he dislikes. And he would probably pick Cameron, I think. I think he would eliminate Cameron because of how weak he is, and Lightning just dislikes him for that. Lightning's just like that. Okay, final three. So Mike and Zoe are sad that Cameron's gone, but now they realize that they have to win for him. So now it's just them versus Lightning. So we know how Lightning and Zoe do in this challenge. We don't know how Mike does, though. But I think if Zoe did good and them teaming up, they would do even better. Yeah. So it's kind of just like, instead of Mike, it's Cameron. And I think the same thing would happen. I think Lightning would win. Yeah. And then, because I think these two, sure, they're more better. They're more connected with each other than Cameron is with Zoe. But I still think that doesn't. But I still think they'd probably be fighting, arguing a little. So now Lightning has immunity, and he has to choose between these two. And this is the part where he actually gets smart for the first time. Like in the original show, Lightning picks Zoe for being much of a bigger threat. But now that Mike's here, and Lightning has knows about Commando Zoe. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Commando Zoe and Mike. It's not just regular Zoe, so that'd probably make them argue more. I think Lightning would pick Zoe. The reason why I think he would pick Zoe is because he doesn't really ever see Mike's alters more than he's seen Commando Zoe, so he thinks like, oh, Mike's just some skinny person that I could easily beat. Yep. So now it's the finale, Mike versus Lightning. I think I know who would end. These two get both endings. Yeah. But between the both of them, I think Mike could win because he's got his alters like Manitoba, Vito, and Sevlana. So I think he would win. But yep, that's it. That's how I think it would go down if Mike didn't help Scott in Grand Theft Auto. Well, bye everyone.